I promise to be gentle. Of course you know what's inside. Now somebody said air. No, it's not air. And then helium. Now helium is lighter than air. And it actually, if it was just helium, it would get stuck up on the ceiling up there. It wouldn't come down for weeks. But there's a little graphite rod or fiberglass rod around the outside edge, and the weight of the mylar makes it just a little bit heavier than air. Okay, one person at a time. Let's see if we can get it up a little higher. Push it that way. Aim for the balcony here. Aim for the balcony. Right here. Thank you. Good job, good job. Ladies and gentlemen, start your clapping. It's science show time. Raise that curtain. Here we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Yahoo! Say hello! My name is Professor Smart, and this is Dr. Know-It-All.
Welcome to the Let's Go Science Show. Let's begin with what matters.
Matter.
Matter is any physical substance or objects found in the is any physical substance or object found in the 3 dimensions of space.
Right.
It can be as huge as a planet.
Really big!
Or as small as a subatomic particle inside an atom.
Really tiny, tiny, tiny. Boop, 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 boop.
Very, very, very much smaller than one speck of dust. Basically, there are 3 states of matter.
Yes, indeed, and you probably know them.
Solid.
Ow.
Liquids. Well, that was refreshing.
And the ever-present, and it's always around here.
Gas!
We have a question for the students here today. Are your parents, are your teachers made up of solids, liquids, or... Well, you're right.
They do have a little bit of gas.
But surprisingly little. Surprisingly little. Mostly you, your teachers, your parents, and everyone you know, it's mostly made up of liquids. According to my calculations, you're approximately 80% liquids, 19% solids, and
1% or less of gas.
Inside our lungs and other places we just won't mention today. Now there's something that affects all states of matter, no matter where we are within the universe. Universe, and it is my favorite subject of all times. Students say gravity. Gravity. Teachers, parents say gravity. Gravity.
What goes up must come down.
Right.
Gravity is that invisible force that pulls everything downward on Earth.
Right.
No matter how high you jump up into the air, you always quickly come back down to the ground. However high you throw a ball into the sky, it always comes back down to Earth. Gravity.
I'd like to tell you a story about gravity. There was this man not too long ago, just a few hundred years ago. He was sitting underneath an apple tree. His name was Sir Isaac Newton. He was a very smart guy. He was sitting underneath an apple tree. He was listening to his iPod.
No, Professor, I don't think so.
This was a few hundred years ago. Back there were no radios, no televisions, no automobiles, no airplanes, no superhighways, no Game Boys, PlayStations, Xbox, no Guitar Hero, not even one text messaging cell phone. Everybody say, "Aw." Louder! But he wasn't bummed. He was doing something fun that I hear lots of people do around here. He was reading a book. And all of a sudden the wind started to blow.
It was a very windy day.
And an apple fell off that apple tree and landed on his head. And do you know what Sir Isaac Newton said? Ow! But then he asked himself a question, because that's what scientists do. He said, I wonder why the apple fell down rather than fell up. Because of what you guys, everybody say gravity. Gravity! Now, Sir Isaac Newton did not invent gravity, but he did explain to people what and how it worked. He figured out that little things are attracted to big things. Ow. And the big thing around here, it's the Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, the Earth is gigantic! It's humongous!
It's big.
We are so tiny that we are held down to the surface of the Earth. He also figured out this very cool math called calculus that explains why the moon is attracted to the Earth, orbiting it. It never hits it. Calculus. Cool math. For a moment, I would like you to use your imagination. I would like you to imagine this world without gravity. Let's go. Things would be floating around.
Things with garbage would be floating out of the garbage cans.
Your teachers would be hanging by the trees and the poles going, go back to class, go back to class. It's time for some math. You wouldn't be able to drive to school. Get out of my way, get out of my way. Everyone here would have to float their way to school.
Oh, that would be fun.
Does that sound like fun?
Yeah!
But without gravity, you would have one major problem. You would not be able to
breathe. Breathe. Breathe!
Breathe. All right, breathe, right. No breathing at all, because these invisible particles of air that you can feel on your fingertips by blowing, they have mass, they have weight too, would not be held down to the ground without that amazing amount of gravity. Now, I think doing cool tricks is cool, but there's something better than doing cool tricks. There's something better than doing cool tricks. Wow, there's something better than doing cool tricks, and that is explaining how things work is a lot more fun.
Hey, here are some scarves.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, gravity is bringing these scarves down to the ground. But there is something else that is slowing these scarves down, and that is
air.
Air. You can almost see the air. If you use your imagination, if you're really smart, you can call it
air resistance.
Right. It is so cool how air resistance and gravity works together and against each other. Whoa.
Hey, here are some balls.
Dr. Know-it-all.
I've been practicing.
Nicely done. Wow.
Yes.
Nicely done, nicely done.
Well, thank you.
I guess you want me to juggle 4.
Brilliant deduction, Professor.
Of course, gravity is bringing these balls back down to the Earth. But as the balls go through the atmosphere, what's an atmosphere?
Air.
Air. The air molecules are being pushed out of the way. It lets me do a very hard trick. Very, very hard. very, very, very hard. Here it comes. It's time for experiment.
An experiment.
I'm going to ascend the ladder. The ball, please.
The ball.
The scarf.
Just kidding.
A very fast experiment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The ball hit the ground first.
But of course.
Let's make this a lot more interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in this box right here, we are going to put some... Good job, teachers. Your kids can read. Way to go. Be proud. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Ooh, I have one that looks like an apple. That makes that 5. All right. And you guessed it. In this box right here, we're going to put some. And they're reading better and better every day. Hey, guys. Ooh, I have an idea. How about we give your teachers a test today? What do you think?
For all the teachers and adults in the audience today.
We are going to be dropping these 2 containers at the same time. Teachers, you have 3 choices. The box with the balls when you hit the ground first, the box with the scarves, or it may be a tie. Let's bring up the house lights to see how your teachers vote. Interesting. All right, teachers, get your hands ready. All right, teachers, just the teachers here, and the adults. Listen. Box with the balls first. Teachers, raise your hands. What do you think? A few. Okay. Box with the scarves first. Not even 1. Teacher. How about a tie? Special news bulletin. Special news bulletin. Your teachers don't know everything.
Wait a moment. Nobody knows everything. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know how to do research.
Yes.
You know, looking things up in books, going to the library, on the internet, or...
asking questions, or most importantly of all, being able to do your very own experiment. What you think is going to happen in your experiment is called your hypothesis. Everybody say it. Hypothesis. Why you think your hypothesis is going to happen is called your
theory.
Your theory. Let's ask the students too. All right, here we go. Ask everybody. Box of the balls first. What do you think? Very interesting. Box of the scarves first. How about a tie?
Oh, look at that.
You know, as a group, we don't know what's going to go on. That's good. When you don't know, you get to do some real science. It's going to happen fast. Please count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The box with the balls hit the ground first. That may have surprised some of you.
Because your teachers read in a book, just like we read in a book, that gravity affects all things equally, no matter their size or the weight.
And this is true.
But there was something in the way. What was in the way?
Air.
Air. So the box with the greater weight or mass simply pushed the air out of the way faster.
But if we could take all the air out of this room and create a vacuum, or if we were on the moon,
where we do have, but no
air.
Anything you drop with this, a feather, a bowling ball, your grandmother, or your little kid brother, anything you drop would hit the ground at the same time. Ooh, speaking of air pressure.
Pressure. Pressure is a force that pushes against something. Pressure is a force that pushes against something. Pressure is a force that pushes against something. Pressure
Okay, got it. We're talking air pressure. So everybody take a deep breath. High air pressure, let it out. Take another deep breath. Hold it. Build up the pressure. Build it up. Help me blow. Would you consider the air inside this balloon to be high or low air pressure? I would even call it compressed air. I am pressing the air inside of this balloon with my lungs. And as I press more and more air, the more this air wants to get out, it wants to escape or equalize. These molecules are tight together, these are looser, these want to go to these, and things happen, they fly fast. Wow! Please count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is good. This is called the Stomp Rocket. And I know it's a joy. But it is such a great way to demonstrate how air pressure and propulsion works. That's when we put rockets and people into outer space. Of course, inside this pink container is air. Right. Now when I squeeze this container of air, the air molecules just don't go away, do they? They get squished tight together. They say, I want to, Professor.
Everybody knows air molecules, they don't speak.
You're right, they don't speak. Hey, you look different.
What do you think?
I know, new glasses.
How very observant of the professor.
What do you mean air? What do you mean air? Hair. Nice hair.
Thank you.
Now the doctor's right. Air molecules don't speak, do they? No! They are so tiny that they don't have any. Something I think teachers and parents wish of their students and kids every once in a while. But they do want to get out here. There's more room, and the only way they can do it is by pushing or propelling this rocket out of the way. Let's find a volunteer to help us out. Here we go. Someone to smile it on. Find somebody on the right side. Clap your hands, guys. You perfect man for us, guys. Perfect time. There you go. Upstairs. Girly. Perfect. What's your name? Lily. Here, Lily. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Lily, can I borrow your mask, please? Say yes. Cool. Let's show what mask is. It is such an interesting idea. Interesting concept. Lily, put this arm up in the air. That's good. Put this arm up in the air. Oh. Lily, don't hit the professor. Whoa. All right, hands up. Put that leg up in the air. Pretend we're floating outer space, Lily. Float with me. If Lily and I, we're going to ask police people not to use flash during the show. Thanks, sorry. If Lily and I were outside, floating in outer space, we would have the same amount of mass as we do on the Earth. On the Earth, we just weigh our mass against something. What do we weigh our mass against, Lily? Gravity. Now, what do you get when you weigh your mass? Scratch your head. That's good. Rub your chin. You move your lips like this. I'll do the topping. Well, Professor Smart, let me tell you. When you weigh your mass against the forces of gravity, you get weight. That's weight. Pounds and ounces, kilos and grams, that's weight. Whoa, smart kid.
Yeah, without even moving her lips.
She's a ventriloquist. All right, this is what I do. Lily, put your feet together like this. Arms down by your side. Elbows like this. Elbows like this. Hold stiff to the board and say, Good job. I'm going to drop you on that very soft container of air. Hold your feet tight together. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Let's see what happens. Feet tight together. I'll lift you up. Tight, 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 tight. That's good. Good, 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 good. Very good. Uh-oh. Lily, I think you put a hole in the roof. Maybe not. A big cheer for Lily! Now, when Lily and I were outside, and she lifted me up by my elbows, well, if she could, lifted me 3 feet off the ground, dropped me onto this big container full of air, this rocket would have been propelled up into the air about 300 feet. 4 times higher than the top of this building. Amazing what a little air pressure will do. A big hand for Lily! Good job! Oh, speaking of air pressure, airplanes. All airplanes have what, you guys? Wings! And we are not talking chicken wings. Walk, 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 walk. No duck wings. Quack, 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 quack. We're talking airplane wings. This wing right here is called a cross section, like someone sawed it off with a saw. Meow. Notice it is round the top, mostly flat on the bottom. It's tilted up. That tilt is called the angle of attack. For the latest theory on how wings work, go to our website, letsgoscienceshow.com, without the apostrophe. We've got great study materials and links to NASA. They have the newest theory on how wings work. They've disproved the Bernoulli's principle. And they should know because they put rockets into people into outer space.
Rocket science! Keep the professor awake.
We're going to demonstrate a wing right now. The air molecules hit the front edge of the wing, they get turned up higher than you can imagine. Get sucked down this way, give me that wing lift. Deflected this way, give me that wing lift. We are going to demonstrate.
Behind the screen, we have a lawnmower, and we're going to hook it up to some hoses and some tubes.
Right. Here come the hoses right through here. We're going to take some tubes to help point the air. All right.
And this is going to be our wing. We're going to be blowing the air over top underneath this wing to give it lift.
Voila. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is lift. Now this is called the angle of attack. As we increase it and decrease it, we get more or less lift. But we also get more or less drag. What's drag? Have you ever put your hand out a moving car's window? Your hand is dragged backwards.
Have you ever not been invited to a party?
That's a drag too. Some jokes were doing for the smart people. They'll get it sooner or later, okay? Lift, angle of attack, drag. Here we go. Now what we want to do now is increase the angle of attack by tilting that back, tilting it up. What? We're going to do a lot of lift. We're going to get a lot more lift. Uh-oh. Oh no.
I call that lift.
Some people might have called that a drag.
I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, anything can act like a wing. Hey, including a wig. As long as it turns the direction of air. It doesn't have to be this very efficient shape that airplanes use. It can be something simple like a piece of paper, a piece of steel. It could be your body walking into the wind. With enough wind, any person here can get lifted right off the ground. And people in Illinois know about wind, don't you? It gets exciting around here. We would like to show you the all-time science show favorite wing. It's the beach ball.
The beach ball.
Together, it's the beach ball.
We are going to suspend this ball on a column of air that turns into an invisible cup of high and low pressurized air.
Now those two air systems of high and low pressurized air going faster to the surface, a lot slower out here, and even lower pressure up here create that invisible cup. Let's watch it work. It's an amazing phenomenon. Here we go. All we gotta do is put it there, Jessica. Keep it under control. Whoa. Things are flying in. I like it. Let's watch it work. Here we go. Let's watch it work. Here we go. If you can use your imagination, you can see the air racing around that ball. What's interesting to me is I can tilt it out the side. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, almost 50 degrees, and still suspend that ball up in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, anyone can be a scientist.
Anyone at all.
It doesn't matter if you're young or old.
Teachers, don't give up yet.
It doesn't matter whether you're a boy or a girl.
Girls, we need scientists that can solve people's problems. Guys, you can do it too.
It doesn't matter the color of your skin, the languages that you speak, the clothes you wear, or the color of your hair.
No.
You can be a scientist.
But you cannot sit around and just do this. You gotta do stuff. And this is what you gotta do. First thing, if you want to be a scientist, you need to use your imagination and ask yourself a question. Not too hard. Second part is you need to figure out your answer through experimentation or observation. Not too hard. Now the third part is the hard part, is you need to prove your answer to someone else. You put that all together, you get scientific method. Now my question for myself today is, how far does air go before it slows down? And we're going to need some volunteers. Let's find some volunteers. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. Right here. This side, young lady, you're way down here. Take a step backwards, please. That's good. Let's introduce our brave volunteers. What is your name? Randy and Dennis and Jack and Kyle. A big hand for our 4 brave volunteers. You 4 have a job to do. Your job is to reach up and hold on with 2 hands. That's good. Now my question today is, how far does air go before it slows down? The air comes out of this nozzle about 85 miles an hour. About as fast as your folks drive you to school in the morning. Were you kids on time? No. Well, if you weren't on time, tell your folks to drive faster.
No. Please sooner.
That will work too. Kids, we know it's hard to train your parents, but you can do it. Now the question is, how far does the air go? The air comes out of this nozzle about 85 miles an hour, but we cannot see air with our eyes. So we had to get something we could see.
Toilet paper!
Now, toilet paper is some interesting stuff. Do you remember the scarves that we were juggling earlier? Toilet paper has lots of surface area compared to its mass or weight. Grab it with just my breath. Cool. All right. Let's give our students their jobs. You 2 are going to hold on to this part right here. Don't let it get away from you. Look what happened to me. You 2 are going to help us point. Put your hands down this way just a little bit. That's good. So if I point it up, you point it up. Don't let go. That's good. If I point it down, you pointed down. I pointed at the kids in the third row. Maybe not, maybe not. Wherever I point it, hold it perfectly still. Don't let it roll back and forth. Here we go, that. Just hold it this way. There we go. Perfect. Remember the question, how far does air go? Almost 100 miles an hour. That's about 3 feet. That's pretty cool. I'll get it. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's try a different angle. Let's try this way. Good job. You guys, put that in your pocket. It'll be a souvenir of the show.
I never knew anybody wanted toilet paper.
Okay, now this time, we're doing good so far. This time, I want to do something different. I want to quantify my results.
Quantify is a fancy word for measure.
Now, scientists do a lot of measuring. My arm span is my height, so it's 6 feet, 12 feet, 18 feet. You guys get the idea. Let's see how far it goes. Adjust angle. That's good. Just hold still. Now move. Perfect. Now move. 6 feet, 12, 18, maybe 19, 20. Was that fun? More than being just fun, I learned what I wanted to know. Did you notice that I don't look good in a mummy costume? Did you notice that the toilet paper didn't go very far, did it? Didn't hit the wall over there? When we aimed it this way, did it go beyond the second row?
No.
It makes me think about air. How far do you think it went, Doctor?
Approximately 20 feet.
20 feet. It makes me think about air molecules. They must not have very much mass or weight. And it's hard to push something without much weight or mass, even through something like air. These 4 kids did a great job. They deserve a great big round of applause.
And now, an amazing phenomenon.
What's that?
Professor Smart is cleaning after himself. Bravo! Give him a big hand!
And now it's time for
Gyroscopic properties. Everything that moves has kinetic energy. Spinning discs and wheels have momentum. And the faster they spin, the more difficult it is for them to tilt. These are called gyros.
Gyros. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day I was eating pizza. You guys do eat pizza, don't you? Yeah. And I saw this great big pizza plate sitting at the table. And I was thinking about this term I read in a book called center of gravity. It is that perfect point where something is at balance. If I could put my finger on it, I should be able to balance it with one finger. But I was having a tough time. But then I remembered gyroscopic properties. Sir Isaac Newton said, objects in motion have a tendency to stay in motion. So I gave it a little spin around that center point. Watch what it let me do. Cool. Hey, anybody want to learn how to do this? Okay, we'll teach everybody. Oh, do you know the cupboard at your house with all of the glass dishes? Leave that one closed. Find yourself a cookie sheet. It doesn't have to be round or even square. It can be a rectangular, it can be a flat book or even a flat pillow. Now, if you draw an imaginary line from corner to corner, where those 2 lines intersect, in this position is the center of gravity. Don't put your finger there. Put it a little bit off to the side. Hold it above your head. Give it a spin in towards you. You should be able to keep it up in the air. Practice a few times before you impress your mom or your dad. Now, I was still thinking about center of gravity, and my fancy cane was next to me at the table, and I happened to look at the circle at the tip here. And I thought I could put the center of gravity anywhere inside this cane, the cane tip, and let me bounce. Watch what let me do. Alright. Cool. A little bit wider base. Now two objects together, their combined center of gravity makes me think it's right about here. And let me do something even cooler. Watch. Now I think that's cool enough to deserve a little hand clapping out there. Well, thank you. Oh,
That was cool.
whoa!
Does anybody want to see the game?
You do? Well, I'm going to need a volunteer because I'm not going to do it. We have a volunteer right here. What's your name? Peter, stand right there. Great. Peter, I'd like you to wear this very cool party hat on your head. Hold on to it with two hands. Thumbs up, elbows out. Hold on tight, smile a bit. If you're in the audience, you have a job also. At this time, I would like you to use your imagination. I would like you to imagine that this ball is the Earth. Now, the Earth is a ball, right? It has a north and south pole, and at the equator, the Earth is spinning over 1,000 miles an hour. We are on a gyro spinning around in outer space. Now, this ball will stop quite quickly in about 10 seconds or so, but the Earth is slowing down a little bit to about 1 second every 100 years. It makes so in a few 100 million years or so, this planet's going to get so toasty hot, we're not going to be able to live on it. Don't have anything to worry about for a few 100 million years or so. Young man, you have the world in your head, and you are looking good. A big hand for a volunteer. Good job. Thanks. And now it's time for our favorite gyros.
The Chinese yo-yo.
They're called diabolos. Ladies and gentlemen, gyros are in some interesting places that you would not imagine. If you're lucky, you have someone on your garage, your back porch, something with two big wheels and you can pedal it. What is it? Bicycle. Have you noticed that when you stop your bicycle, unless you put your feet down, the bicycle will fall over? And of course, the gyros are the wheels spinning around. As long as they're in motion, they have a tendency to stay in motion. They keep you upright. They're also found in airplanes. Why would an airplane have a gyro? Because sometimes they fly at night and they can't see where they're going. Can you imagine flying a big plane full of people and you can't see where you're going at night with the clouds? The gyro stays in the same orientation even as you go up or down, back and forth, from tilt side to side. money is always around the corner. Watch this. And if you don't know how something works, you say, how did you do that?
How did you do that?
Don't let this wonderful world go by without asking the reasons how and understanding why. The first part of this trick is I need to get it spinning fast. And I do that by pulling up on the power side and letting the Diabolo slide down the string. Now I want to spin it even faster, so I'm going to do a horizontal version of that. Now watch what I do with the string. I'm going to wrap it around the axle. Of course, that's the part that goes through there. I'm going to squeeze the axle with the string. And the friction between the string and the momentum or the inertia of the spinning Diabolo will make it climb the string. Around the axle, squeeze tight, climb. A nice little piece of physics at work for you today.
Ladies and gentlemen, people ask us, how did we develop this show? Well, it all began in our local library.
Do you have a great library? We've got a great library. We went there and got out some books out of the science section. I have to tell you, it made for some pretty hot reading.
Just don't let those books soldier on the shelf.
What section? Everybody say science section.
Science.
Check it out, check it out.
And now it's time for Levers and Fulcrum.
And let's find a volunteer. Here we go. Somebody bring it. Here we go. Stand right there. Perfect. Tell us your name. Sarah. Perfect. Stay right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have brought my very own lever and fulcrum today.
A lever is a simple machine, a stiff beam or bar that pivots at the point called the fulcrum.
This is the fulcrum.
You can use a lever.
Help me lift up a weight more easily. Ladies and gentlemen, please count with me. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Totally cool. Guys, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking safety first.
Yeah.
And since everyone here always remembers their
Helmet.
Sarah, you know what? I remembered mine. Guys, you gotta take care of yourself. Don't wait for anybody else to do it. Wait a second. Wait. I just thought of something. Wait. I have an idea. Let's turn this around. Sarah, you stand right there. That's great. Now move. I'll be on this side. And I'm going to have you, Sarah, lift me up into the air using a lever and a fulcrum. And to make it harder, all you get to use is your hands and your mass or your weight. So put your hands on top right here. Practice pushing straight down. Hands right up on top. Push. Push down. Ooh, that's very good. Okay, perfect, Sarah. I'll be over here. Get ready. Push down. Lift me up into the air. Up into the air. Up into the air. Anytime you're ready, Sarah, start. Inhale. Wait a second. Sarah, take a break. I just realized something. There is a difference between Sarah and myself, and what is it? Weight. I have an idea. I will make my side of the lever shorter. Whoop. Her side will be longer. She'll have more leverage. Something that you want if you ever want to buy a house around here. Something that we used to have until about 2 years ago. I don't know why you're laughing. You should be crying. Push down with me. Up into the air. Up into the air. Up into...
Professor.
What?
Use your math skills.
Ooh, good idea. Take a step backwards. Let's do some calculation, some arithmetic, some Let's do some calculation. Yeah, you weigh about this much. I weigh about that much. Ladies and gentlemen, I weigh approximately 4 times what Sarah weighs. 4 times. That means my side of the lever needs to be what?
4.
Together.
4 times.
Together. Let's try again.
4 times. Shorter.
Which way do we need to go, everybody? Point. Closer to the fulcrum. 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, 1/4. Go ahead, Sarah. Push down with me up into the air. Can you? All the way down.
Yes.
Push, Sarah. Push.
Yes.
You can do it, Sarah.
She's going.
She's doing it. She's almost there. A big hand for Sarah. Lift your hand to Professor. Good job.
And now it is time for static electricity. I'm just kidding. I would never touch a bare wire. I'm smarter than that.
Whew, I'm glad.
How do you like my hair, Professor?
Well,
Do you think it is shocking? Shocking!
We're talking static electricity to everybody. Take a deep breath. Help me blow. Have you ever taken a balloon and rubbed it on your head like this? I think it helps if you smile like this too. Maybe you start creating static electricity. Now, static means something. Static means
It doesn't move very much.
electricity means
Electrons.
tiny particles that you cannot see with your or even a microscope. But we can see their shadows with a special machine called a particle accelerator. We know they're there. Now, I've been doing this show with my partner several thousand times, and I've noticed something happening to my hair. I'm wondering if it's related.
Maybe he should stop.
Maybe you have a wig I can borrow.
I do.
But after you move a charge, excess electrons on the balloon, billions and billions per inch, the balloon is attracted to things that don't have a charge, like my laptop. Now, when 2 or more things have a charge, they push away or repel. Everybody say repel.
Repel.
Ladies and gentlemen, if your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your Valentine ever repels you, you just let them go. You will attract another. Okay, about Dr. Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something that holds people's hair down to their head.
Hair gel. Yeah, it works.
Helping the kids were going to say gravity. Gravity.
Well, that too.
Now, when 2 or more things have a charge, they start pushing or pounding away from each other. If we're lucky today, we're going to have someone's hair standing at one end, just like bunny ears.
Ooh.
This machine right here is called a Van de Graaff generator. It generates static electricity.
Hey kids, this is what we want you to do. Go home and invent your own machine that solves someone's problems.
Right.
Sell it for millions of dollars and support your parents for the rest of their lives.
Wait, better yet. Buy a swimming pool for your school.
Oh.
Fill it full of ice cream. This machine was made by an ordinary guy named Van de Graaff. And he figured out a way to isolate electrons on this aluminum globe right here. Let's watch it work. Here are some aluminum plates and give them a charge of excess electrons. Let's watch them repel. Here we go. Repel, repel, repel. Hey, if you don't know how something works, you say, how did you do that?
How did you do that?
Let me show you.
Inside this metal box right here is a roller that is fuzzy like the top of my head. It's covered with felt. Inside this plastic tube, plastic insulator, is a rubber band going up and down for a belt. Rubber balloon, rubber band, same sort of thing. Inside this globe right here is a wire screen that actually catches the electrons, as the rubber band goes over the top roller. You can see it right here.
And when everything is working correctly, anything that touches this globe is in charge of excess electron flight. Our next volunteer, let's find some volunteers. Left hand over here. Don't move your hand till I say so. And your name is Ms. Morrow. Ms. Morrow, don't move your hand till I say so. I can never tell who's going to work the best for, but we always give people their best try here. Static electricity is very interesting stuff. Each hair gets covered with billions and billions of electrons per inch. It makes an electromagnetic field pushing away, repelling from each other. Ms. Morrow, can you give me a favor? Shake your head like this. Give it a good shake. Really hard. Really hard. No. I think something's going to happen here. Oh my. Oh, double my. Ms. Morrow, something's happening here. Give your head a good shake one more time. Wow! Take a look. You are silent. Don't move now. Hold your hand in your mouth. Good. You can stand down, Ms. Morrow. A big hand for Ms. Morrow. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having people stand on a stool for a very important reason, and it's not because they're short. We want to insulate them from the ground. If they were sitting on the ground, you get a very nasty shock. You wouldn't want that, would you? Plastic is an insulator. And you stand up here too, and your name is Ms. Ms. Swanbarger. Great, put your left hand over here. Don't move your hand until I say so. All right, you may want to just hold that top of that. Perfect, let's see if that works today. I'm not sure if it's going to work. We always take a chance. You know, sometimes people use product on hair. Sometimes people just moisturize their hair, has a lot of water. Shake your head a little bit. Shake your head. Give it a good shake. Sometimes it's not going to work with everybody. Whoa! This one more big shake. Wow! You were silent. That is totally cool. Don't move. Don't move. All right, you can stand down now. I begin with one burger. There you go. As you stand on the ground, the electrons go right back down to the floor. And you're going to shoot here. This plate is stand toes to the front there. Left hand over here. By the way, guys, I am very careful when I handle electricity, and I hope you are too. There's many things I am doing to keep people safe that you cannot see. So when you handle electricity, make sure your folks or your teachers teach you how to do it correctly. Put the left hand over here. Don't move your hand until I say so. Say your name one more time. Miss Playdeck. Don't move. Here we are. Shake your head just a little bit. See, no one can tell. Some people are really... Oh my. Shake your head just a little bit. Loosen up those ears. You were silent. You were looking so good. We're not going to charge you for it today. You can stand down now. A big hand for our 3 volunteers.
And now for our last demonstration, optical illusion. Yes, we use our brain and our eyes together to judge shapes and positions of objects. But sometimes the eyes can fool us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most amazing illusion we have ever seen. This will make my head appear to shrink. This should work for almost everyone here, about 95%, about 19 out of every 20 people. You do have to do a couple things. First thing, watch the dot in the center of this disc. Keep your lips tight together. Listen to our special message. This will not hypnotize anyone, but it will show you an illusion that will make my head appear to shrink. Watch the dot. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we believe that everyone is smart in their own way. Some people are smart with words. Other people may be smart in math or science. Some people are smart with their bodies in sports, dance, or in music.
There are thousands of ways to be smart, and you may be smart in many different ways. You may be smart being able to fix things, build things, or grow things. You may be smart being able to speak many languages or help people solve complicated problems. But it is your job in your life to figure out how you are smart. And once you figure out how you are smart, take it, use it, have a great and amazing life. When I count from 10 down to 1, look at my nose and my head will appear to shrink. Everybody count with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at my nose. Now. How many people saw my head shrink? Raise your hand. Would you like to see it again? This time, I'm going to spin in the opposite direction. My head will appear to grow. Let me try to explain how this works. Ladies and gentlemen, the light is bouncing off this disc right there. It's going to the lens at the front of our eyeball, and our eyeballs do look like balls. That lens aims it at the back of the eyeball where there's optic receptors that catch the light and send it along the optic nerve to your brain. Point to your brain. Inside your brain, there's millions of neurons explain to you what's going on out here. Those neurons are not used to this very overwhelming or what we call harsh signal. Now, the way I understand it, those neurons recover after you look away, and that's when you see my head shrinking, or this time it will appear to grow, giving you false information. This is also called the waterfall effect. If you have a chance to watch a waterfall coming down a cliff for over 30 seconds, and you tilt your head off to the side, you will notice the cliff and the trees go up into the air. This time we're going to spin the opposite direction, should make my head appear to grow. This should work for 99% of the people out there, almost everybody. Watch the dot. Music up just a little bit over there. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also believe that everything is not easy. Some things take a long time to learn how to do well, or to learn how to do right, and that is the way it should be.
But if you put the time in, the effort into learning a special skill or skills, what you end up learning can end up helping yourself, your family, your school, your community, your country, or maybe even the world. But it does take effort. It takes time. It starts out with a few minutes, maybe even a few hours a day, maybe even for days, weeks, months, or even years. But what you end up learning can make this world a great place for everyone, and we need everyone on the planet to live. This time, when I count from 10 down to 1, look at my nose and my head will appear to grow. Everybody count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at my nose this time. How many people saw my head grow? Raise your hand. How many people like to show some more? Raise your other hand. Get your hands ready, you guys. I want you to clap with us. Here we go. We believe in our use of bodies. So guys, everybody stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Clap your hands. Get us going, guys. We've been using our bodies as well as our minds. So we don't care if you're dancing or dance. Run the race. Flying a kite. Playing ball. Don't leave that walk behind. Oh, you gotta clap your hands. It all works together. Clap your hands. Get this going, guys. Let's bring it up a notch. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Know-It-All.
And Professor Spells.
Clap your hands. Thanks for coming.
He's smart.
Make sure you visit the website, letsgoscienceshow.com. LETSGO, scienceshow.com.